So chives are the smallest member of the onion family. And everything within that family have been used medicinally for years. The list of why they're good for you just goes on and on and on. They help digestion. They have natural antibacterial qualities. They help increase the nutrient uptake of other foods that we eat. So if you add chives to your food, it actually will make your other food, your body better able to use the nutrients in the other foods that you have in your meal. They reduce bad cholesterol, lower blood pressure, are high in vitamins, which boost our immunity. They help keep your bones strong, and they're good for your eyes. How do you beat that? And more than anything else, they're tasty. So, and super easy to use. So today we're going to make a Tuscan potato salad. And this recipe actually came out of Northern Gardener magazine. Really good magazine, tailored for any gardener in this area. It's out of Minnesota, but it's a great, great magazine. So I personally like this potato salad a lot because it's not a mayonnaise-based potato salad. So if you're taking it to a picnic or, having it for a family party or something like that, you don't have to worry about it quite as much as you do with a mayonnaise-based potato salad, and it's just a little lighter. Super, super easy to make. So I already peeled, cut up, and boiled our potatoes and let them cool a little bit. And then this has an oil and vinegar dressing to it. So we just have 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of, in this recipe, we're using a little balsamic vinegar. So 2-to-1 oil vinegar ratio. So here we're using it with the balsamic, but you can really use any kind of a vinegar that you want. And then the recipe also calls for minced garlic. So I already have my garlic in here all together. So I'm just going to pour this on to my potato salad. And again, this is instead of a mayonnaise. And then it uses a lot of herbs as well. So not just the chives, but in the recipe, it calls for parsley, chives and parsley. And you just snip those up. Now, I like a lot of herbs, as we know from the previous episodes. So I'm also going to add, because it's got a little bit of kind of an Italianish vinaigrette to it, I'm going to add some fresh oregano from the garden, which is really healthy too. It's an antiviral in addition to our antibacterial here. And then basil. I just love basil. And this is a plant that's super easy to grow just in your kitchen. If you don't have the energy or the space to garden anymore, you can still have fresh herbs that you can just keep right in a sunny window in your house. So you just take the leaves and snip them up. So I've already snipped up my oregano, parsley, and basil, and I'm just going to sprinkle those right onto my potato salad here. And then I'm going to add my chives. So in case, I know a lot of people say to me that they're not comfortable using fresh herbs. They haven't done it. It's so easy. So all you have to do is you just snip it right from the garden. And then, make sure you don't spray your garden or anything like that. Get it all cleaned up. And then I have a pair of scissors that I just dedicate to the kitchen. And all you do is just snip it right on in there. When you cook with chives, it's important to add them late in the recipe, or late especially if you add them to a cooked food. They're much better fresh, just snipped right at the end of the cooking process. That gives them the most flavor. So if you put them on a baked potato, or there's just so many things that you can add them to, all different kinds of salads. If you make fish, just snip them right after you take the fish out of the oven. Some fresh walleye you got, whatever you got from fishing for the day, unless you eat it fried. I don't know how well that would work, but if you bake it, just snip them right on there in the end. So then you want to make sure you use not the woody part. So you want it when it's still nice and flexible. So if you get to the woody part at the end, You don't want to eat that. You want the nice, soft, tender greens. Oh, and then we need just a little bit of pepper. I like a lot of pepper, and then a little salt. So I just have a little Himalayan pink salt here, but just sprinkle a little salt and pepper on just to taste, however much you like. And then we're just going to stir this together. And again, it's quite a bit different than our regular mayonnaise, mustard, potato salad that we have, but it is super delicious. I tried some already, and I can't wait to have this too. So maybe not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it is super yummy. All right, there we go. Now with your chives, there's a lot of other fun things you can do with them. Again, you want to get them when they're tender, and they'll just keep growing all season long. So some other ideas are you can infuse your chives into vinegar, and then that would be awesome in this recipe. Instead of a balsamic, you could have a little chive vinegar. You can do that with all different kinds of herbs. Just infuse them in vinegar. And isn't this beautiful? This nice pink vinegar. Another super fun thing to do is to make a compound butter, which is really, really easy. So I just got this butter and this vinegar today from Judy. You remember Judy from May and Prairie Herbals. So this is part of some of the things that she offers in her CSA. So if this sounds good to you, but you don't really have the energy or whatever to make it yourself, you can always reach out to her and get some for your fridge. So this is a compound butter here. So you just melt the butter, soften the butter, and then you can mix any kind of herb into it once it's soft. So here's some chive butter. So these chives, just like I did, were cut up and mixed into a soft butter. And then you roll it in a parchment paper or put it in a wax bag and then put it either in the fridge or the freezer. You can keep it and have it all winter long. So it's a way to enjoy your fresh herbs later in the season. And this is great with eggs. Again, a baked potato on fish. You cook it when you bake your fish. Any number of ways to use a compound butter. So I hope that you're interested in chives. They're a lighter, gentler way to get your onions super fresh right from the garden or from the farmer's market or Prairie Herbals or any number of sources. So I hope you try this potato salad, and we'll see you next one. Take care.